Welcome to a Sunday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. LSU does it again. I would say, and I was thinking about this morning, I think that was as improbable a result in consecutive nights as I have seen since the 2001 World Series. And if you don't remember that, and I remember it vividly because I happened to be there for these two games, but in games 4 and 5, this was Yankees Diamondbacks at Yankee Stadium post 9/11. The Diamondbacks won games 1 and 2. The Yankees win game 3. That was the emotional day when George W. Bush threw out the first pitch. And then games 4 and 5 in consecutive nights, the Yankees were down to their final out. And in consecutive nights, the Yankees homered bottom 9, 2 outs off of Byung-Hyun Kim to force extra innings, and they won it in extras both nights. As improbable a result as I can remember on consecutive nights since that. I'm not saying there hasn't been anything. There's a lot of games played in baseball, but man, for LSU to put up a 10 spot in the 8th 2 nights ago to rally from a 7-run deficit, and then to turn around the next night down 4, going into the bottom of the 9th to tie it and win it in 10, I'm at a loss for words. I mean, it doesn't happen often, but I'm at a loss for words. Thank you all for being here. You might be familiar if you were here last night. Of course, the nightcap versions are very unfiltered and uncensored, so this is a more family version. So if you do go back and watch the immediate reaction video from last night, just be aware that, there's vulgarity, a lot of vulgarity, courtesy of, me. So anyway, what a game. So LSU, they do it again, man. They rally. We'll get to all your comments. Look forward to what they're likely to face if they get Southern Miss again, which they likely will. I do have some info on the pitcher they would likely face from Southern Miss tonight if that's how it pans out. We'll get to all of that. We can run through the game. Of course, you had 2 freshmen become the heroes at the end, where it was Josh Pearson who hit the ground ball, scoring Stevenson from third with the winning run on Saturday night. So, and he was aggressive, first pitch swinging. He went first pitch swinging, and Stevenson broke on contact. Obviously, had the bases loaded. He had to break on contact. But after Barry grounded into the fielder's choice and the runner was pegged at home, so you still had the bases loaded. Stevenson at third, and then and Pearson hit the ground ball. Just incredible for it to play out the way it did again. But that ninth inning was so remarkable. To look at how that ninth for LSU unfolded, because it didn't look like they were going to have the same luck. Remember, 2 nights ago, that inning started with a hit by pitch and a walk. So Stevenson got hit by a pitch, Cruz walked. So now all of a sudden, you had 2 guys on, and you felt something was cooking. Last night, Stevenson flied out to left, and then Cruz homered, but it still felt like the Cruz homer, you're still down 3. It's 6-3, and there's 1 out, nobody on. You still got a pretty uphill climb. And then Barry flies out to right. Really nice play by the outfielder, because Barry did hit that ball well. But then it started, and look at Pearson. Pearson singles, the freshman with 2 outs. LSU down to its final out, and he never gets cheated on a swing, man. He roped that one into right. And then Doty homer. And, Doty went oppo with that one. Beautiful swing. And it was just, it was beautiful, man. So, all of a sudden you're feeling like, all right, you're still down to your final out, but, you're down to your final out, but it's a one-run game. You're swinging the bat away. And I can remember we were sitting with some friends at Rufino's, and I said, man, I gotta wish Morgan and Doty could have flip-flopped in the lineup, because Doty had the home run power and Morgan's got the ability to get on base. And you'd love for for Doty to have been able to tie it on one swing, but he couldn't. But Morgan goes up there, and Morgan gets hit by the pitch. And putting Bianco into pinch run was critical, obviously, because Morgan has really struggled to run this year, and that's the potential tying run on base. So you got to be able to score from first on a ball in the gap. You got to be able to go first to third on a single. But it ended up not even needing to be the case, because it was ball in the dirt, heads up base running, really heads up base running by Bianco, who gets to second on the ball in the dirt, the ball in the turf, whatever. And then Jordan Thompson comes through with 2 outs and gets the single. So, he's had some clutch moments. You can think all the way back to the beginning of the season with, the home run against Oklahoma in Houston. Thompson, as maligned as he's been at times this year for his defense, and I understand that. I think by his own admission, he'd tell you he struggled. He's come up with some big moments offensively, and he's played a solid shortstop as well of late. So, just incredible. And Dugas struck out looking, unfortunately, but it was great to see Dugas in there. 4 runs on 4 hits. You left the winning run on base, but still, you go to the 10th, and Gervais was Gervais, and you did drop the ball in foul territory, unfortunately, but that's the trade-off. Is you pinch ran Morgan. You pinch ran Bianco for Morgan, so Morgan's out of the game. There was a pop foul, and Bianco had in his glove and dropped it. But it didn't hurt you. You ended up getting out of that inning anyway. And then the 10th, we saw what happened. McManus let it off with a single. Cranford went into pinch run for McManus. Stevenson was hit by the pitch. That was the one they reviewed. And I'll tell you, it was Cruz, the absolute respect for Dylan Cruz, first and second, and they gave the intentional walk to Dylan Cruz. They threw nothing near the plate. So, they were content to deal with Jacob Berry, a potential top 10 pick in this year's draft, rather than let Dylan Cruz beat them, which was incredible to watch. To load the bases and put the winning run 90 feet away with nobody out was an insane amount of respect, but we all kind of understand it, don't we? So then they brought in Stewart. Berry grounded out. He grounded into the fielder's choice. He got the runner at home. And then came Pearson and the heroics that ultimately scored Josh Stevenson in the winning run. So we'll talk about it, y'all. Ty Floyd gave you 6 innings, 6 good innings. He gave up a couple of long balls, but 6 good innings from Ty Floyd. I can stand my number 2 guy going 6 innings and giving up 4 runs. 7 strikeouts, no walks for Ty Floyd. He was really good again. Hasty didn't have his best stuff for the inning he pitched. He did have a couple of strikeouts, but he walked 2, and that's the challenge, right? Vittmeyer gave up just a moonshot of a homer, but other than that, was really good for his 2 innings. He struck out 4. Vittmeyer's been really good. And then Gervais did what Gervais does. He faced the minimum in the 10th, and and is credited with the win in the ballgame. So, okay, let's get to it, y'all. I'll give y'all some shout-outs. Again, as always, YouTube, smash the like button. Please like the Matt Moscona page. Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page. Share the post. We'd appreciate it. Bruce Parker, we're way ahead of schedule with this team. How dangerous would it be with the starting pitching USM has? And yes, we missed the hell out of Milazzo. I really don't want to go down look, I got really, really animated last night talking about the catching thing because, Tyler McManus cost you 2 runs last night. He did. I don't want to come across like I'm criticizing the kid. And there's no better option right now. McManus is a better option than Travinsky. That's not debatable. But you don't have Milazzo as an option. But if at this point you can't see the value of an elite defensive catcher, I don't know what else to say. And look, and McManus homered last night, and he got a single in the 10th. So yeah, the leadoff single in the 10th. Massive moments. Of course, but are you in that? Are you in that situation? It's a hypothetical that it's not worth going down. But anyway, it's worked. It's worked for this team. I had a schedule. I think they're so right. I do want to get into what LSU is likely to face tonight if Southern Miss advances, because I did have a chance to talk to some people on. I talked this morning. Actually, had some texts from some scouts telling me about who LSU would likely face from Southern Miss tonight. So I will get to that. Ray Lassane, what's going on? Aaron Hornsby, John Fisher, good morning. Can't believe it. Go Tigers. I know, it's incredible. Charlie Gale, Jared Oakwin, good morning. Miles Tyler, Brant Roban, what's up? Help me out for breakfast. Cinnamon rolls, cereal, or sausage, bacon, and eggs. I'm going to say go with the healthiest option, which would be sausage, bacon, and eggs. Avoid the sugar and the carbs, bro. The sugar and the grains, I should say. Skip, what's going on? 8 national seeds have to win twice today. Wow, really? Well, no, that's, okay, never mind, sorry. A national seed is a top 8. You're talking about of the top 16, right? Which is incredible. So Ben Boudreaux, thank you for the comment. I'm going to delete that one because on Morning Scone we do go very, very, very. It's very PG. It's a Morning Scone is a family show, so by all means. The comment you made last night would have been completely appropriate. Not calling you out, not mad at you in any way, just an awareness that Morning Scone is family show, family language. It's breakfast for the whole family on the Lord's Day, so we're gonna keep it clean. Now I'll tell you this, but I will do another live again. After the game tonight, win or lose. So I'll gladly be here again tonight. Y'all come back and you drop whatever you want to drop tonight, brother. Let's see. Mark Vitanovich, what's going on, man? Stephen Fry. The 2 hit by pitches changed the game at the end for LSU. Yeah. Golly, and it's when a game ends like that, we so often focus on the end, we forget the beginning. And for the second consecutive game, it ended the way it did in dramatic fashion. But for the second consecutive game, LSU missed an opportunity to blow the game open early. On Friday against Kennesaw State, bases loaded, 2 outs in the second, and Thompson struck out. And last night, bases loaded in the first, a run in already, and Joe Bear struck out. As good as I'm sorry, I lost my place. As good as Waldrop was, and as good as he's been all year, he had just 5 hit by pitch all season, and he hits Cruz first batter of the game. Then Barry flies out. Then there's a wild pitch, and Cruz gets to second. It was pretty obvious, and Thompson walked, and after Doty had singled, and Morgan singled, and Thompson walked. He didn't have his best stuff, and you had him on the ropes early, and he was struggling to find it a little bit. And man, as much as he was struggling to find, remember after Thompson walked on 4 pitches, by the way, Thompson walked on 4 pitches. They came out for a mound visit. And typically, after a mound visit, which sort of allows a pitcher to reset, he's first pitch strike. And so I tweeted, hey man, Joe Bear needs to swing out of his shoes right now because you're probably getting one over the plate. It might be the best pitch you see. And it was a called ball and it was inside, but it was a pitch that he absolutely could have turned on. And ultimately, he got a 2-0 fastball that he looked at, which was, and then he struck out looking on a beautiful breaking ball. But big missed opportunity in that ball game to change the whole direction of the game in the first inning. All right. Sippy Shows, what's going on, man? Southern Miss to the dog on top. Good game, though. Southern Miss has a lot of work to do, man. I think they got the arms to do it, but still a lot of work to do. Shelby, Floyd secondary stuff has come a long way. It has. Just his ability to throw with confidence in any count is incredible. Bob Poole, good morning. Jerry DeLucky, that was an epic rant last night. The guy, you went off and deleted everything he posted about the catcher situation. I don't know if he deleted it or if Trivia blocked him. I'll have to go back and check. Trivia, let me know. Because Trivia might have blocked him. And if he did, then all of his comments would have been deleted. I don't think he was running away. I think Trivia might have blocked him. Trivia, you'll have to let me know. Pat Usman, Bishop Waldrop, what's up? Craig Duga, Larry Gardner, Brandon, what's up, man? Kelly Snyder, Spurge, Tim Gotro, confident about tonight, but trying not to be cocky, remembering what we did to Oregon and Eugene last year. Yep. Brad Johnson, what's up? Hey, listen, the other part of that, too, is LSU's been on the losing side of that. 2014, LSU was 2-0 in their home regional, and Houston came back and beat LSU twice, on Sunday night and then on Monday. If you remember that kid, they pitched both games. Started the first one, then brought him out of the bullpen and ended up throwing 250 pitches over 2 days. Let's see. Brandon, great show last night, Scone. I always say uncensored Scone is the best. Let's see, Hunter Fournette, the fact they turned around that closer is wild right after they put up the stat that Southern Miss was 38-0 leading after 8. That's incredible. And if y'all missed it when we talked about it a little bit last night, so Erica had an event at St. Jude Church last night. So at 4:00 mass, and then an event for the fair committee right after, so at 5:00. So it was kind of like socializing, dinner, and then they had sort of a fair recap around 6:00. So right when the game was starting. So I'm in the room. I got my phone propped up on a bottle of water at the table, and I'm watching the game. No volume, obviously. And then they kind of picked up everything. So I was there watching on my phone for the first 3 innings. And then Erica and I and another couple, we went to Rufino's. And so then they had the game on in the bar there, but the volume wasn't on. So I didn't get to see. So I was in a crowded place, and I didn't get to hear anything. So a lot of you probably heard or saw things in the broadcast that I didn't. Explanations, maybe nuance that I missed. So full disclosure, if there's things that if I misspeak or something like that, there's probably something I missed. So I didn't see that stat, that they pointed that out, but that's an incredible number. Jerry Rivera, Dat Cajun, what's up? Trivia Carter, BB504, Rapid Batches, Strong Side, good morning. Who goes in the bump tonight? Dutton? It's got to be Dutton. Josh Langma, what's good, man? I think it's got to be Dutton. If you just look at LSU, what options you have. If it's not Dutton, because you threw Hasty last night, it's not to say Hasty couldn't start tonight. He could. But I don't think you'd bring Hasty back to start today. I think Dutton is your most likely candidate. Blake Money would be the other. And, I don't know. I would think you just keep everybody in the role they've been in. So, when I'm looking at the game started, McHale started 15, Money started 12, Dutton started 10, Floyd started 10. I mean, those are your options. The only other guys that have, multiple starts on the season, Helmers has started 4 times, Taylor started 2, Edwards has started 1. You see what I mean? You don't really have a great option there. Fondo started 2 games, but I don't think they bring him back today in that role. I think you save Hilliard and Fondo potentially for a Monday game if needed, because I think you hope what you could do today is start Dutton, see what he can give you, and then do what you've done on Sundays. You can follow him with Grant Taylor if you need to extend. Raiselman hasn't pitched. I mean, he would be very fresh, and we saw he extended against Vanderbilt. So if you need Raisman there to extend tonight, he could certainly be that guy. So you've got Bryce Collins. You know, if you need to go hard throw and then a breaking ball guy, you've got arms, man. You've got plenty of arms to make it through 2 more games if needed. You hope you only need 1, but I think that's how you handle it. Now, what I will tell you is this, real quick. So, of course, Southern Miss has to turn around and play Kennesaw State today in the early game, and they're going to throw Riggins, who's really been their number 2 guy, but they kind of switched their order. So Riggins will throw today. Another guy sub 3 ERA. Well, that if Southern Miss advances, that means tonight LSU would likely face Tyler Stewart. And I'll read directly what a scout told me about Tyler Stewart. He's a midweek starter, mid to upper 90s with heavy sink. He induces ground balls. Slider is fair with a good changeup. 6'8", so hitters get a downhill look at the fastball. He would be the Friday night starter at LSU, literally behind Tennessee, the second best pitching staff in the country. So the guy that LSU would face, now if we see Southern Miss advance past Kennesaw State, which I would think they will, the guy LSU is going to face is a 6'8" dude, mid to upper 90s, good slider and change. But by the way, that scout told me that the midweek guy from Southern Miss who LSU would face that would be a 5th round pick. That's incredible. Robert Williams, what's going on? Jason Wally, those fake hit batters are complete BS. Again, look, remember, family show here, and they weren't. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like an umpire standing on the plate not only can see but can also hear if contact is made, and then they have reviews, brother. So you can be upset about it. You can be upset about it. You can be wrong. Let's see, Paul Batts, Skip, looked like LSU took over the stadium. I don't know if they did. It was hard to tell, honestly. And again, no sound, so I couldn't hear if LSU fans were taking over. All good, Ben. No worries, man. Boy, Jason Wally must be. That's a Southern Miss fan who is super salty. Heard LSU fans were the worst group of fans more than any team that's ever been in Hattiesburg. I'll tell you what, man. For a program that's really never had a tremendous amount of success, just been kind of a good little mid-major, you're all up in your feelings right now, bro. God bless you, dude. Unbelievable. I mean, it's quite believable. That's like bitching and moaning whenever your team, who should win, completely gags away a 4-run 9th inning lead, and then you just start teeing off on the other team's fans. Like that's what you do. Robbie White, a lot of LSU fans, but Southern Miss had the majority. They were loud and annoying. Some of the worst fans I've been around. So there you go. There you go, Southern Miss guy. Now an LSU guy is calling Southern Miss fans the worst they've been around. Eddie Hayes, what's going on? Blaine Smith, something about the gold jerseys, whatever, man. I don't know if it has anything to do with the gold jersey at all. What I'll tell y'all is, like I say all the time, I don't believe a jersey number, any of that makes a lick of difference. But if between the ears it matters for the players, then roll with it. Blaine Smith, any news from football camps? Man, I'd be lying if I said I even paid attention. Come on, dog. I mean, LSU's got 2 back-to-back dramatic regional wins. You think I care about a bunch of high school kids going to camp with helmets on? I mean, thanks, Blaine. I mean, seriously. I mean, we'll probably get somebody on to recap it tomorrow during the week, but, you know. Aaron Hornsby, John DeRoche, Steven Schneider. What's going on? All right. Gulf South, good morning. So does Morgan need surgery on his knee, or will it heal on its own in the offseason? Yeah, so Gulf South, I know that he's got a PCL. What I don't know if it's strained or torn. So that's a good question. And I don't have the answer. Tyler Cooley, good morning, Matt. I really enjoyed the post-game reaction shows. Team feels like they got something special. Hopefully they can get it tonight. Yeah, man, it'd be great. Josh Langwa, did you see North Carolina head coach got thrown out? Is suspended for 2 games. I did not. Wow. Keaton Berrien, what's going on? Good old country boy. Cardiac kid's going to kill me with these late inning comebacks. Caden Davis and Scone saw a stat over the last 2 games. LSU's down 11 total runs with 8 total outs remaining and won both games. Baseball, bro. You got to get all 27 outs, man. Ryan Pike, Vittmeyer's an absolute dog. You can see it in his face. Mean mugging everyone. LOL. Loved it. Dude's been around for 5 years. Tough-nosed kid. Has really improved this year. You know, was kind of lost on the staff there at the end under Maneri. He was kind of a stock righty, but you got a veteran guy who's been in some big situations throughout his career, man. And he's been good of late. Derek Pertuis, what's going on? Dave Endure, Floyd was great. No walks, kept us in the game. Very true. Michael Molassa, morning, Matt. Who do you think we pitch tonight? Yeah, I think it'll be Dutton. Dave, we have Dutton, Colin, Raisman, and others available. We're in a good place. I agree. The bats are going to have to show up again. We just rolled through, you know, what you're going to see tonight. Likely from Southern Miss, if it is Southern Miss. I mean, someone asked last night, you know, who I'd like to see. I would like to see Kennesaw State win. I would like to see Kennesaw State just slug their way past Southern Miss tonight. Because Kennesaw State has no pitching left. They gave up 8 runs to Army. And I like LSU's ability to keep them down a little. I just think, you know, Southern Miss has great pitching, and it'll be harder to beat good pitching. Let's see. E-Dub IV, what's going on, man? Or E-Dub the 4th, maybe? How long can we keep this up? Well, we've talked about it all year, man. Getting to Omaha, obviously it's easier if you host a regional, which LSU's not. You know that. But, you know, a super is winning a weekend. It's winning 2 out of 3. And even if LSU has to go on the road, we saw them sweep Vanderbilt on the road. They took 2 out of 3 from Florida on the road. You know, they took a series from Alabama on the road. You know, it's just, can you go win a weekend? Can you go win 2 out of 3? I'm sure. Can you lose a weekend? Absolutely. Now, I'd say don't count your chickens before they hatch. I mean, you got to go win another game in Hattiesburg, and I don't think that's going to be easy to do tonight, especially if it's Southern Miss you're facing. And if you lose this one, then all the momentum shifts and everybody's level, and it's a 1-game season. So how long can you keep this up? I mean, win tonight, and then I really like it next weekend. You get a full week to reset and just go win a weekend. You do that, you're in Omaha. Now, I don't think LSU can win in Omaha. Without dominant frontline starting pitching, those 2 weeks in Omaha are just, you know, you got to have 4 guys, and LSU doesn't. So, I mean, could they hodgepodge it together and some guys step up you're not expecting and you batter the ball? Sure. Is it possible? Yeah, it's baseball. Is it likely? Probably not. But give me one more win there in Hattiesburg, and let's go play a weekend next weekend and see how it turns out. Jerry Rivera, Matt, we love your passion for a catcher. It's Jerry. It's just amazing to me how many people don't understand the value of a defensive catcher. It's just like in basketball, nobody looks at Dennis Rodman and goes, "Oh, he wasn't really a great player because he couldn't score." You go, "He was one of the greatest defenders and rebounders in history. It's why he's in the Hall of Fame." There was and you had Michael and Scotty and other guys to score. Rodman had a job to do, and he was phenomenal at it for the Pistons, for the Spurs, and for the Bulls. His whole career, that's what he did. You know, in football, no one questions the value of a left tackle, of an elite left tackle, even though you can't always objectively state a data-driven way in which that he's dominant. You just understand the value of a great you know, or a nose tackle whose stats may not be great, but is eating up blocks to free up other. You know what I mean? Like, you don't question that in other sports. It's amazing to me how much people question, how many LSU fans have questioned that in baseball. It's incredible. All right, so if Ole Miss wins the Coral Gables Regional and LSU wins, where's the Super? It would be in Baton Rouge. Now, that is a bid process. So both teams have to put out a bid, but LSU was the higher overall seed of the tournament, and of course LSU would put together the most impressive bid, to host at the box. Paul Marauner, what a game! Had to bust out the whistle pick. Boss Hog after that one. Great show. Thank you so much, Paul. We'll be back tonight. Win or lose, Bebe likes blondes. Jeez. Star Hill Stunners. Who's catching today? I mean, it's got to be McManus. I mean, McManus is your best option. I think that's what a lot of people miss. It's like, I'm not being critical of Tyler McManus. He's your best option. It's not even debatable because Malazzo's not there. And McManus has had a really good year, especially swinging the bat. I mean, he has added another dimension to the offense from that spot. That's undeniable. But you are deficient defensively. There's just no question about that. My God, did y'all see last night the walk? Like the Southern Miss catcher who missed the ball, which should have been a strike three. It missed it and hit the ump. It should have been a called strike three, but the kid just didn't catch the ball. And so you're not going to give the kid a called strike. Lindsey Jackson, where's the official that reviews the replays on calls? Which conference are the Hattiesburg officials associated with? That's a good question, Lindsey. And I don't know if there's a central command like in the SEC where everything goes through Birmingham, or if it's done on site there, if there are officials like reviewing there on site. I really don't know the answer to that. It's a good question. And I don't know the answer to it. Jay Maggio, Gulf South, general question, not critiquing anyone. For the game-winning run, Stevenson slid into home, but was forced since bases were loaded. Isn't running through the base faster than sliding through? Yeah, it is Gulf South. I mean, I think that's like biologically proven that running through the base is faster than sliding. Maybe he's trying to avoid a collision, number one, and maybe create a more difficult angle for the umpire. I don't know. But yes, running through the bases is faster. Let's see, Paul, I agree with you the fullest. An elite defensive catcher is so much more valuable than a catcher that can hit. Sure, he had a home run, but he cost us two. And look, and he got the leadoff hit in the 10th. I mean, Floyd was good last night. You can live with giving up solo blast. The fact that he didn't walk any batters was huge. Amen. Let's see. Did not like Stevenson slide. Legs were 3 feet past home before he touched the plate with his hand. It worked out. Yes, I agree with you, but it worked out. Elite Goods LLC, Hunter Fournette, watching them swing at the breaking ball in the dirt and ignore the one that would break to the middle of the plate versus the top. It was infuriating. That pitcher was nasty. Yes, I mean, that's a great way of describing why you tip your cap to a guy that's going to be a really high draft pick because he's really good. After that first inning, he really settled in, and you tip your cap to him. But and it's funny too. So Waldrop threw, I mentioned this last night on the show, so forgive me if you heard it. So Waldrop threw 119 pitches through 6 2/3. That's why making him throw 31 pitches in the first inning was so big, because you ultimately drove up the pitch count. You got him out in the 7th. But when Waldrop, so in the 7th, let me make sure I got this right. His last batter faced was Cruz when Cruz doubled. Hang on, I want to get this right. All right, so here's the LSU 7th. McManus struck out looking. Then Stevenson struck out. And after Stevenson struck out, I tweeted, they're going to let this kid throw 150 pitches. They're going to let him finish it, aren't they? They're going to let him throw 150 pitches. And then Cruz doubled, and they lifted him. I wonder if Scott Berry, in a candid moment, in hindsight, would say, wish we had left Waldrop in. because that dude was still pop, y'all. I mean, the radar on TV, that dude was still popping 96 after 119 pitches in the 7th inning. So, I mean, he had not lost his velocity. He was obviously still dealing. LSU had not figured him out, but Cruz doubled. And at that point in the 7th, it was bottom 7, so it was 5-2 at that point. It was 5-2 at that point. So it was a 3-run game. So if you're LSU, you got Cruz on second, Berry coming up, Doty, the potential tie and run in the on deck circle, so or in the hole. So no, I'm sorry, on deck. So maybe that's what he's saying. He's like, I'm not going to sit here and pitch to Jacob Berry and let him go yard and make this a 1-run game. And then you got to face Doty and Morgan, and so maybe that's just like, we're going to put an end to this now. And it look, in the 7th, it was the right decision because they bring in Rogers and Berry strikes out. So, he gets out of it there. But, man, LSU, despite putting up a fight in the 8th again, got no runs in the 8th. Pearson led off the 8th with a single. Doty grounded out the 3rd. So you had a runner on second with 1 out. Then Morgan struck out. Thompson walked. So you were first and second. That's when Dugas pinch hit for Joe Barrett. And Dugas walked. So he loaded the bases. And that's when they brought in Harper. McManus reached on the... No. Right, that's right. They came home. McManus reached on the fielder's choice. Dugas was out at second. That was the 3rd out, forgive me. That was the 3rd out, was when McManus grounded out. But you had the bases loaded and a chance to do some damage there. McManus grounded out. So you had a chance in the 8th to break through, but ultimately in the 9th you did. Y'all, as always, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. I love it. We got 200. We had almost 600 on YouTube alone. We were pushing 1,000 last night, concurrent viewers. So to have 200 with us here on YouTube, 120 on Facebook, over 300 people watching this morning. Love it. Appreciate y'all so much for watching. As always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Brock, their after hours clinic, of course, is open today. So if you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. Of course, if you need a roof, you know what to do.
When you need a roof, call someone you know. Scone, Ontario. All you need is Hudco. Call Hudco Roofing. 364-1007.
All right, leave us a 5-star Google review if you would at Hudco, and would love to give you a free no obligation roofing inspection. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Chase Pellegrin, Patrick Cason, Alex Daigle. You sure was fired up last night over that one guy. Yes, I was. And if you care to go watch it, you can go watch it. But again, the fair warning is if you watch After Hours Scone, it is uncensored, unfiltered, and I do curse a lot. So if cursing offends you, I would not recommend going to watch that. Okay? It's just a fair warning to everybody. That's why we have Morning Scone, which is family friendly, and we don't curse here, and you could watch us and listen to us here while your kids are eating breakfast on a Sunday morning or whatever it is. We're glad to be here in either format for you. Holy crap, what a great shot by Jason Day. Paul Batts, I'm hoping for a 14-inning Kennesaw State Southern Miss game. That would be wonderful. Paul Batts, it's the Gary Carter effect. Great defensive catchers are a gem. It's just rare that you have great offensive catchers. I mean, you can name them: Pudge Rodriguez, Buster Posey, Mike Piazza. It's a rarity. And Piazza wasn't a great defensive catcher, but he was a great offensive catcher. Alex Daigle, I think we need a defensive shortstop. Hey man, Thompson's played much better. You cannot knock the kid. Bill Galley and Yachty's is probably the best example of a great of an elite defensive catcher that can also swing it. Hey, Mark, you and I got to talk, brother. Do you owe me a baseball card? Was our bet? I need to go back and check it now, so don't lie to me. Was our bet the winner of the regional or the winner of this game between Southern Miss and LSU? Like, do you owe me that 1986 Jose Canseco, or do I need to go, or we need to wait until see if LSU wins one more game of this thing? You got to remind me now. Kevin Sparks, can we talk about how impressive the Oklahoma State baseball stadium is? Man, I haven't seen it other than just on highlights. But what I'll tell you is I'm not surprised because Boone Pickens, there's three guys that are the money guys at Oklahoma State. It's Boone Pickens. I cannot for the life of me right now remember who the other guy is. And Garth Brooks, actually, is the third. And a few years ago, all three of them got together, and Garth doesn't have the money those guys have, although he's got a lot. And I think they combined to donate something like, I don't know, $180 million or something like that to improve facilities at Oklahoma State. And I'm not surprised at all. Andrew Hines. Let's see. Mark said Replay Command was based in Pittsburgh. Okay. I don't know if that's true, but okay. Sounds like some Southern Miss fans need to meet some LSU fans at the Hattiesburg Sonic. Okay. Chances that pitcher is going to be at LSU next year, or is he draft eligible? You're talking about the Southern Miss pitcher? I don't know. Who is this? Let's Sippy shows. How do I join the video? You don't. You sit there and listen. If you want to comment, you comment. Andrew Hines, baseball, the only sport where you can be 3 out of 10 be great. Most fans who have never stepped in the batter's box think otherwise. Hitting a baseball is one of the hardest things to do in all sports. Yes. Danny Jackson. Paul Batts, this would have been a vintage Terrio getting underneath the skin of Southern Miss players and fans game. Riot was a legend at it. Uncle Mike, good morning, man. What's going on? All right. Mark said LMAO. It's about the winner of the regional. I'm not so sure, Mark. I might have to go back and check that, but I'll take your word. All right. Hang on 1 second. Drew's backpack's beeping. I will be right back. Hang on 1 second. Sit tight, please. Right. Another reminder, y'all, like, win or lose tonight. We will be back for another post-game live. I'll look forward to it. Hopefully see y'all. However you're watching right now, we'll be back tonight after the game. So if you're new on YouTube, first of all, please smash the like. 185 watching, only 69 likes. Let's see if we can get those likes up over 100. And please remember, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's free. You just like go to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, so that way whenever we post, it'll come into your feed. And then if you can hit the bell, it'll notify you when we go live. So whenever we do post games, companion shows, morning scone like this, you'll get it. So please do us a solid and subscribe up to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so yet. All right, Jay Maggio, I want Kennesaw. Throw money versus Kennesaw. We should score 20. I still think they'll throw Dutton. I think they'll go Dutton tonight, probably followed by Taylor. I think you'd see Raiselman as well. In what order you go is interesting because Bryce Collins could throw, so you have a breaking ball pitcher. You certainly could bring back Riley Cooper tonight, which that would not surprise me if you're in a competitive game, you have a chance to win it. If you start with Dutton, maybe you could follow with Cooper, the lefty. You come back with Raiselman, a hard-throwing righty. You have options. You have options with what direction you could go in this ball game tonight. And that's a good thing. Elite Goods LLC, Chance Mercante made it to both Friday and Saturday games. Those 2 innings were great. Trivia. Okay, Trivia put the dude in timeout last night. He never came back. That explained it. James Eckholt. Kelly Snyder. How was Rufino's? Awesome. Awesome as always. It's we love going there. It's a great place. Our guy Shelly over there takes really good care of us. It's just our spot. We love it, man. Food's always great. You can't beat the ambiance. Oh my God, a bird just hit my window. Did y'all hear that? Did you hear that? Maybe you did, but a bird just like flew and hit that window. Rufino's was great. It's always great. Good friends, good company. Shared some cocktails, a bottle of wine, had some appetizers, just hung out, watched the game, and it was a great time. Great time. Eric Wilderrider, a long list of dumb NCAA rules, but having a coin flip for the home team at your own regional has to be up there. I completely agree, Eric. And I will be consistent because I've said it for years when LSU is hosted, and I'll say it for Southern Miss. Like, the fact that Southern Miss was not the host or the home team in the marble game of their own regional is absurd. I mean, it is. It benefited LSU. I mean, when people say LSU was lucky, on the field, the luck might come into play if a team just starts kicking the ball around, or you have a ball carom a certain way that you can't really control. Luck is things that are out of your control, and a coin toss is out of your control, and it out of anybody's control, and it benefited LSU last night. So, but I agree with you, Eric, completely. Jerry Rivera, Matt, would you change the lineup for tonight? Jerry, the only thing I would do is if Gavin Dugas is able to play, I'd start him in left. I mean, as much as I love Stevenson, and he has had some huge ABs for this team, I'd put Dugas in there. I mean, I'm so glad to see Doty in at second, because that allows you to DH Joe Bear, which is so big. Because if Joe Bear's in right, he's a defensive liability, and that means you got to put Cranford on the field at second, or Bianco at second. And it's not a knock on either of those guys. Just they're better bats, better offensive options in this lineup. I think Barry at third, Doty at second, Pearson at right, Dugas in left, Joe Bear DH, and is your best lineup. So, it's a baby bird, little baby bird. Anyway, so no, I mean, if that would be my one change, but if not, no, I'd keep it exactly how it was last night. Big Doug 44, what's good, man? Let's see, Keaton. What's next for this team? Did they win the regional? No, they did not win the regional yet. So Keaton now, Kennesaw State and Southern Miss play today. Loser is out. Winner plays LSU tonight. If LSU wins that game, they advance. If LSU loses that game, those same two teams come back and play again on Monday in a winner-take-all game. I don't know what that is, Elite Goods. What you just did there with all the emojis. Carter Harris, good morning, Matt. Last two nights were nothing short of amazing. Amen to that. Connor O'Neill, I'd recommend everyone go look at the tweet the Southern Miss Baseball Twitter account sent after the 8th inning. Oh, geez, what did they do? By the way, I've got the HUDCO link, the website, pinned in the comments. If you would, let us give you a free, no obligation roofing inspection. That would be magnificent. Just click the link, or you can email me directly, matt@hudcoroofing.com. matt@hudcoroofing.com. Oh, the y'all were nervous one. Southern Miss Baseball tweeted, y'all were nervous. Landon Harper said, don't worry, going to the 9th, up 6-2. Then Lando out for the last 3, and it didn't actually go their way. Should have been nervous. Billy Mathern, 1 for 8 with 4 strikeouts. 3 of those strikeouts looking. Would like to see more production out of the DH rather than just jacking one out of the park, 12 to 15 at bats. Billy, you don't watch much baseball these days, do you? That's what Major League Baseball has become. It's strikeouts are at an all-time high and homers are at an all-time high. That's what the analytics have done. It's almost like the 3-point shot in the NBA. It's a volume deal, and you have those guys that you'll take a 1 out of 5 with 4 strikeouts if the one is a 2-run homer. And Joe Bear's given you 18 homers on the season. So I'm with you. It's 1 for 8 with 4 strikeouts is a really rough couple of days. That's also the game of baseball. Like, it's why, I mean, I remember when Travinsky had the great Florida series, and maybe a midweek as well. And I made the point to y'all, it's great, but what happens when he has an 0 for 12 weekend with 6 strikeouts? And like the next weekend, maybe it was Arkansas or something like that. It's exactly what happened. He had an 0 for 12 weekend, I think, with 5 strikeouts, and then McManus has caught ever since. It's inevitable. I mean, in baseball, even the best hitters are going to have those weekends. Randall, morning, Matt. Starting to feel like I want Pearson up at bat. We need a big hit. That kid, I'll tell you this much about him. He never gets cheated on a swing. The bat speed is incredible. He'll make contact, and the thing that I even pointed this out. The first series when he started, he always gives you a competitive at bat, and he's unafraid of hitting with 2 strikes. There's a lot of guys that when they have to hit with 2 strikes, and Joe Bear I think is guilty of this. They struggle to choke up and just foul off pitches and wait for something that you can drive or to work a count. And sometimes you go down, but if you work an 8-10 pitch at bat, you've driven up that pitcher's pitch count. Hang on a second. There's mommy's phone. Look, I have to ask an honest question. Drew has peed everywhere. It's all over his onesie. He obviously peed out of his diaper. Am I a bad father for not going to change him right now and continuing to do this show? Or do I just say, can y'all give me a minute? Can y'all give me a minute to go change this kid's diaper? Like, y'all tell me quickly, like, what should I do? Should I go, like, will y'all wait a minute if I go change Drew's diaper? I mean, he has got, he has pee all over himself. I mean, he has got piss everywhere. Okay, let me go change him. I'll be, he's pee everywhere. So Drew gets Lasix, which is a diuretic. It's for his heart. It's to make sure that he never gets overloaded with fluid around his heart. So he takes a diuretic. So in the morning, we put him in a nighttime diaper, like an overnight diaper, because it's a lot of pee. But sometimes he pees like out the side of the diaper. So his whole, he just has pee everywhere. All right, so if y'all can give me a minute, let me go change him. I'll be right back. Sorry. I'll be right back. Let's do this in one record time. Keep everybody. Okay. How many hung on? We lost about 30 again. But thank you all for hanging that did hang. That was a lot of pee. It was everywhere. I don't know if Craig Schilling is watching or if he watches anymore, but that was a lot of pee drop would be perfect. Been a minute since I've seen Craig on here. Let's see. If Southern Miss loses, it will turn to the Mississippi box tonight. That's true. It will be overrun with LSU fans tonight. Oh, Rex talking about the hit by pitch. You actually hear the impact of the pitch on the shoulder. The other hit the foot. Yeah, it bounced and hit the back foot. I agree. Looking ahead here. Oops. Samuel Smith looking ahead here. Any idea what Miami is best at? Pitching, hitting. Have not looked at Miami yet. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. It may not even be Miami. I mean, that game just finished that series just finished its first day. So Miami and Ole Miss will have to play the marble game tonight. Damon Hinderberger, gotta love it. Matt, listener crime, blasting each other's team's fans. Murder Giraffe, what's up, man? I feel like you could have a 10-hour AFR tomorrow. Probably could, but I'll stick to 3. Trivia, if LSU fan is saying Southern Miss has some of the worst fans, with Florida sitting right there behind Southern Miss has some problems. Yep. All right, Eugene Southern. LSU is second team since '99 to come from behind to win 2 straight tournament games after trailing by at least 4 runs in the 8th. Southern Miss won 89 straight when leading after the 8th. Their coach was 386 and 7. Incredible. Jesse Post, morning Scone. Last night was so rad. Stayed up with you till I passed out. Caleb Brignac, why does number 1 seed of a regional plays the visiting team in the winner's bracket? That was a coin toss, which I don't like. I think it's stupid. John Melanson, thinking Dutton Taylor Raisman combo. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit. I do think Dutton starts. You could follow with Taylor. You have Collins. You could bring Cooper back from the left side. Again, what we've seen Jay do a lot this year is give opposing hitters different looks, obviously. So if you start with Dutton, if you go Dutton-Taylor combo, you could come back with Cooper, a lefty, Raiselman, hard throwing righty, Collins, breaking ball righty. So you could change speeds and release point on them if you need to. But it really is going to depend on how the game sort of plays out. Let's see. Dave Vendera, sure would like to see the stats on the ball Dylan hit over the scoreboard. Let me see if they posted the track, man. LSU baseball data. Let's see if they posted it. No, they sure didn't, unfortunately. All right. Y'all take a quick second, smash that like button. Trying to scroll through here to get to where I was in the comments. My apologies. Gulf South, you surprised Hasty stayed in after walking 2 guys on 8 straight pitches? Yes. And maybe it was just a matchup thing, but yes. Craig Dugas, why when I call HUDCO, I get a voice message for the Lollipop Guild of Ryan. Brant, iced coffee, sausage and eggs with a few steak cut fries. It is while listening to Scone. I'm going to drop the steak cut fries in that. I don't know what that means. Jason Aids, let's see, Eugene. First experience with Unfiltered Scone was a couple of years back. It was like seeing your grammar school teacher somewhere other than school, or hearing a priest choir member curse when you're a kid. The owner, founder of Buc-ee's donated $50 million to A&M. I heard. That would not surprise me. That's the thing, man. A&M, like a lot of the schools have money. A&M has a deeper roster of wealthier alums than anybody. Elite Goods, I broke my screen pressing the like button. Thank you. Short draw, whitetail. Still can't believe last night. Murder Giraffe. Could Gervais be a closer tonight as well? Absolutely. I think he threw 18 pitches 2 nights ago, and I think he threw. Let me check. I think he threw 11 last night. Yeah, Gervais threw 11 last night, so he could absolutely throw again tonight. I mean, he could close the game again tonight, 100%. Hey, Sippy Sports Shows. Oh, that's a Southern Miss guy. Came here from Facebook and subscribed. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. You see, not all Southern Miss fans are bad LSU people. And not all LSU fans are bad. Let's see, No Saint, what's going on, man? Watching Scone today after a night like this is like watching an R-rated movie on CBS, just not the same. It's like when you're watching the R-rated movie edited for TV with commercials and everything. And they take out all the yeah, for sure. But hey, No Saint, I say it all the time, man. You know what you're getting. There are no surprises. You come after dark, you know you're getting an unfiltered show, an adult content show. I'm gonna curse, drink, all that stuff. You come to Morning Scone is family. Let's have them. Drew, do you need help? Do you need help? Okay. Say help, Daddy. What do you want? What do you want? You want to go first? Okay. Fast. Okay. I have a feeling I'm going to be up and down about 10 more times because Drew is into his now watching his shows on Fast Forward. So, all right, let me get through the rest of these, y'all. Appreciate y'all so much for being here as always. Golly, where are we? Man, y'all keep blowing us up. I'm very grateful. Yeah, thanks to everybody. Drew. If you missed about 10 minutes ago, you must have to leave to go change, Drew. It'd pee everywhere. Appreciate y'all. Kerry Cullen, Arizona's up 2-0. Are they playing already? Are they playing? Hold on. Oh, Arizona and Canisius is on. Wow. Well, I guess that makes sense. It's 11:30 there. So they start at 11 a.m. I guess Eastern. Okay, I'll turn that one on. Good call. Good call. Thank you for the heads up, whoever that was. That was Kerry Cullen. Thank you. All right, Lon Hamilton. What happens if LSU wins, Arizona or Ole Miss wins? LSU would host the Super. LSU's a higher seed than those two teams, and they would put out a bid, but you better believe LSU would win the bid. Danny Jackson, did you ever get a new chair for the studio? I guess I'll find out when I get back. I think they were ordered. Great question. When are you Chance Babb and when are you having Josh Smith on AFR? Looks like it's going to happen tomorrow. Josh did text me. I mentioned this on Morning Scone a couple days ago. Josh did text me when we were driving home from the beach. He's like, hey, man, he just cold text, ready when you are. And I'm like, hey, bro, been at the beach. We're going to do it this week, so I think we'll do it tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Tuesday. Charlie Cavell, is Cruz the most complete player to come through LSU maybe ever? Charlie, I think we did talk about this last night on the live stream. I think Dylan Cruz, because someone was mentioning Duplantis, and I'm like, guys, come on. Like, it's no disrespect to Antoine Duplantis, who's a good player for a long time and could really handle the bat. But Antoine Duplantis will never play in the big leagues because he's a one-tool guy. He can hit for average. The 5 tools are hit for average, hit for power, speed, glove, arm. And Duplantis had one of those that he was elite at, and that was his ability to hit for average. Cruz is elite at all 5. Bregman is on that short list. Aaron Hill is on that short list. Todd Walker would be on that short list. Although I don't think, I'd have to go back and really look to see. I mean, obviously Todd's ability to hit for average and power. I don't remember Todd's glove. I watched him play. I can't say that at that point in my life I was super focused on if someone was an elite defender. And he played on the right side of the infield, played second base. So you generally don't put your best defender at second. So I don't know. I mean, maybe part of it's because you got Russ Johnson at short, but I don't remember. I'm just telling you candidly, I don't remember. But Walker would have to be in that convo. Yeah, but you see what kind of rarefied air, this is that he's in. So Charlie, I mean, you're on it, man. I mean, it's a small list of a handful of guys in that number. Charlie, if LSU wins, would you rather them see Arizona or Ole Miss? Arizona. I think Jay Johnson's familiarity with that program would be a great benefit to LSU. And you got swept by Ole Miss this year. Paul, low C, LSU batter staying alive longer to play, making opposing pitchers work. It's interesting, Paul, because it's kind of, that's really dependent on the game, right, in the series. Because sometimes we've seen them be super aggressive, where you got to get, you may see a pitcher pump fastballs early in the count, so you go up there aggressive swinging. I mean, they did that against Florida. So some of y'all are mentioning Albert Bell. Yeah, he would count for sure. Paul, Furness would not count toward that. Eddie Furness was a great college baseball player who could hit for average and power in college, but Eddie did not have a great arm and certainly didn't have speed, and I don't know that I would say was a great defensive player. I mean, he with an aluminum bat in the 90s, Furness was as good as we ever saw hitting for average and power. But the other tools weren't there, which is why Eddie Furness never made it in the show. You handed him a wooden bat, and all of a sudden he wasn't a 40 homer guy in the show. He wasn't gonna make it, So he said, "I was gonna be a doctor." I mean, Eddie Furness was like, and that's okay. You can be. See, this is the point that you have to make the differentiation. You can be an amazing college baseball player and not make it at the next level. We see that all the time in college football as well. Do you remember Troy Davis? Troy Davis was a 2,000-yard rusher at Iowa State. The Saints drafted him and never did anything in the pros. Like, that happens, man. Matt Leinart. Matt Leinart was one of the greatest college quarterbacks that we saw. He was a top 10 pick, and it just never really worked out for him as a starter in the NFL. Like, the same is true in all these sports. That transition of levels doesn't always work out. But the question about Cruz was, that Charlie brought up was a good one because it illustrates why he is so special. Like, Dylan Cruz could literally today leave LSU and go play in the major leagues. Like, he could hold his own playing center field in the major leagues today. Charlie, sure you know Todd's son Jack is a red shirt at Louisiana Tech. I do. Good for you, Anthony. Anthony Googly is a good morning. Heard the immediate reaction episode. Someone was wondering where I was. So I decided to stay off social media, hit the reset button, just cheer for my team, enjoy the game. So no longer you'll be able to call me the worst fan. LOL. Another classical baby. Okay, baby. Okay. Good for you, Anthony. Good for you, brother. Seriously. Oh, AFR. Okay. Well, I don't think that's going to be AFR, buddy. Drew's watching the AFR on Fast Forward, old episodes on Fast Forward. Fast. Hey, do you want to come say hi to Dad's show? You want to come say hi to Dad's show? Fast. Come say hi to Dad's show. Come say hi. I'm sure they would love to see you today.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers! Very good. An unprompted Go Tigers. I love it.
Hey.
I love you so much. Hey, what are you doing?
Hey.
Can you say hi, Dad Show? Can you say hi, Dad Show?
Hi, Dad.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. 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 Very good. Very good. Very good. Hey, let's say hi, Danny Jackson.
Hi, Daniel Jackson.
Say hi, Aaron Hornsby.
Hi, Aaron B.
Very good. Someone brought up Matuk. Yes, I think Matuk would qualify as well. All right. I love you. Hey, what are we going to do today? What are we going to do today? After Dad's show, what you want to do? You want to get dressed and go to where? Alexander's? Okay. After Alexander, we'll come back to Drew's house. And wear your backpack. Yeah.
Not for backpack.
After backpack, maybe we'll go to Home Depot. What do you think about that?
Not for Home Depot.
We'll come back to Drew's house. Do you want to go swim today in Drew's pool? Do you want to go swim in Drew's pool today?
Not for swim pool.
Well, later we can eat your dinner and then go night-night. We'll sleep all through the night.
It'll be Monday.
And when you wake up, it'll be Monday. And who are you going to go see on Monday?
Man Brumman.
Man Brumman. Yes, you are. Okay. Man Brumman is his cardiologist. He is very excited to go to the cardiologist on Monday. He loves Dr. Brumman. Fast. All right. I got to get back to my spot here, y'all. Let's see. Does Joe Bear have a year of eligibility left after the season? Yes. Cody Boudreaux, morning Matt, let's keep the gold jersey magic alive. Hunter Fournette, whoever the Southern Miss fan whining about LSU fans must have been ignoring the Southern Miss fan. They were annoying through the broadcast. When was the last time LSU did not host a regional and ended up in the College World Series? So, Alex, the only time that's ever happened would have been 1989, when LSU sort of famously beat Texas A&M twice in one day. That was in the old 6-team regionals. And A&M, I believe, had lost twice all year, and LSU beat them twice in a day to advance. I'm almost positive that was 89. And if I'm wrong and it was 86, someone will correct me. Nope, it was 89. Here it is. It was 89. LSU upset Texas A&M, beat them twice that day. And that was kind of, let's see, they beat them 13-5 and then 5-4 in 11 innings. I mean, that's the day many people say kind of defined the beginning of LSU baseball. You know, was going to A&M and winning, beating that A&M team twice in the same day. But that's the only time, man. It's the only time it happened because LSU hosted every year after that. And then, in this current format, LSU's traveled. This is now the fourth time they've traveled. They traveled to UCLA in 2010 and lost. They traveled to Corvallis in 2018 and lost. They traveled to Eugene last year, won the Eugene Regional, but lost at Tennessee in the Supers. And now this is the fourth time. So it's only happened once that they've gone to Omaha. And that was in the old 6-team regional. So it's never happened under this current format. Yes, we did cross 100 likes on YouTube. Thank you so much. Cole, who gets to start tonight, going to go ahead and guess that's going to be Dutton. Caleb, I graduated from LSU. Wife graduated from Texas State. We're on cloud 9 this week. Hoping they both find a way to make it to Omaha. That'd be awesome. Let's see. Lindsey Jackson, family show including timeouts, diapers, and de-escalation. It's so true. It is a family show. Let's see. Trivia. The spammers are back. God, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. David Bowden, good morning. It's 3-0 Arizona now, top 2. Elite Goods. My friend has been seeing a lot of activity in the sky lately during the day and especially at night. Are they tripping, or have y'all been noticing the same? I guess they're tripping, bro. Let's see. Awesomus Maximus, had to say goodbye to my 11-year-old pup yesterday. Comeback was much needed to pick me up. Man, sorry about your dog, man. Dogs become members of the family, man. That sucks. Okay, buddy. Another dad show. Thank you. Oh, you went Sesame Street. Which one do you want? Which one do you want, buddy? Twinkle? You want quinceañera? You want fiesta? I wish y'all could see him when he does this. Let me show. I can't move Facebook. Let me show YouTube though. I'll show y'all what Drew does. He does this. Hang on. Let me see. All right, which one? Can y'all hear him? No. Which one? Which one? I have to scroll through 100 of these. Fiesta. Okay. And he's got some Bob Marley or something going on that phone. Fast, please. Okay, fast. 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 That's what I have to do. I have to scroll through all of the hundreds of episodes to find the one he wants to then play and put it on fast forward. So if you're on Facebook and you wanted to see that my pause, I couldn't carry the Facebook computer as well, so I just brought the phone where YouTube was. So Sippy Sports Show, I love Drew. Thank you, man. Very kind. All right, Lindsey Jackson, thanks for watching. Robert Potts, love additional insight into Scone's life. Thank you, man. All good, Trip. All right, let's see. Delton do say Scone after dark. It's Scone during the day right now, so it's all going to be good. Let's see, Trivia, do you think Jay Johnson setting the bar too high his first year? No, I don't. I think it's the bar that he accepted when he took this job, which is you're going to compete for and win national championships, and there is no grace period. I mean, it's the expectation, especially when you had Dylan Cruz back and you brought in Jacob Berry, and he went and sort of attacked the portal the way he did to build this roster. It hasn't worked out with the starting pitching the way many of us thought or hoped it would. But it's unfortunately part of it. Whoops. Thank you, Trivia. I appreciate it. I'm getting spammed. It's annoying. Hey, Becky, Herod, good morning. Oh yeah, we might be just about done here. Yeah, yeah. Chance Babin, the Paul Bird quote of that 1989 game was pretty amazing because of Ben McDonald. Okay, we might be just about done. Anything we haven't done yet? Jason Austin, Scott Pritchard, appreciate y'all. Uncle Mike, good to see you, man. Let's see. Tommy Pool, my ears are burning. My wife's eyebrows haven't come down yet after watching Mad After Hours. Tommy, I'm telling you, man. I tell people all the time, like, you know what you like. After Hours is an R-rated movie. You can't go to an R-rated movie and be upset if you hear cursing because that's what it is. So, Morning Scone is more family. Nightcap, After Hours, that's more guys at a sports bar drinking and talking or whatever, hanging out, talking about the game. That's what that is. So, I know it's not the same. Everybody doesn't love that part of it. There's a lot of people who go, I can't believe you curse. Cursing doesn't offend me. It doesn't bother me at all. I do not react in any way to cursing. So if you do this, well, we got AFR and we got Morning Scone. We got tons of things where it is that sort of filtered, more refined. But like when we do whiskey and wine, every Sunday I wake up after whiskey and wine. There's always somebody who's so offended by. I mean, bosses know it. They're cool with it. They say just make sure people know that. Put a disclaimer in there and let people know what it is. What does that mean, Elite? It's profanity compared to cursing. Pound sign or hashtag. What is that? Trivia, I missed the companion show too. Paul Zarang, Bianco showing up clutch, reading the ball in the dirt. Very, 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 very true. Heads up play, put himself in scoring position for the tying run. And you know what? I want to say this last thing before we go. I do want to say this. Because I tweeted last night when Bianco dropped the ball down the right field line in the 10th. I was like, man, Trey Morgan makes that play 100 times out of 100. And somebody replied in all caps, like, Matt hates Drew Bianco. Nothing is further from the truth. I don't hate Drew Bianco. I don't hate any of these guys. I mean, I have a tremendous amount of respect for all of them playing hard, giving it their all for their school, for this fan base, trying to win. Like, I've said this line a million times, and I'll say it again. The worst part about being in the opinion media is you have to give opinions. You don't have the luxury of just being a cheerleader because nobody wants to listen to that. Like, you have to sometimes be critical, and the hardest thing to do, especially when you're talking about amateur athletes, is find a way to give an opinion, which sometimes it's going to be a critical opinion, and managing this delicate balance of trying to be respectful and not overly critical. It's tough, but like, I get asked about Drew Bianco all the time, and the reason that LSU fans, I mean, let's just be it. The reason LSU fans are so obsessed or into Drew Bianco is because of the name on the back of his jersey. He's a legacy. His dad played here, coached here. We all know, like, if his name was Drew Jones, nobody would care. Everyone would look at the fact that he's a career 180 hit, whatever he is. I mean, I could look it up, and nobody would care. But in that moment, when I tweeted about the Trey Morgan would have made that catch, it's not a knock on Drew Bianco. I mean, of course, in the moment when they brought him in to pinch run, they had to. It's the tying run on base in the 9th inning, and Trey Morgan is limping around. 100 times out of 100, you're going to put a better runner on base. It's 100% the right decision. And he rewarded it. Beautiful play, reading the ball in the dirt, getting a second, put himself in scoring position. I mean, absolutely, like, no argument whatsoever at all. The same is also true, though, when you look back and you say, Trey Morgan would have made that play. It's just an observation that, yes, in that moment, Trey Morgan would have made that play. And it's just pointing out, noticing that it's disappointing he's not in the game. But he was not in the game for a reason that was legitimate and obvious, I think, to everyone. So sometimes that context is lost on Twitter, you know, and I hate that because, I mean, you know, I never want to, I don't always respond to it. I seldom do. I mean, I would say 99.987% of the time I don't respond to it, or I just ignore that because it's from a very tiny portion of the fan base. But it does bother me. So one thing that really does bother me is, like, I don't like to criticize college athletes because they're still, you know, amateur athletes, and they're doing their best for the school. And, you know, I don't think they're all trying really hard. I mean, they're not playing for contracts and all that stuff like with pros. So, you know, I don't know what else to, I don't know how else to say it. I just felt like I wanted to say that, so I did here. I mean, I wish all these guys the best. I know they're playing hard, they're trying hard, they want to win, and I think, you know, I love it, but man, sometimes like, the part of my job that sucks is you got to give opinions. You just got to give opinions and try to do it in a way that's as respectful as can be. But, you know, if you're just a cheerleader and that's all you want to hear, you think it's all you want to hear, you'll clap back. But man, anyway. I mean, Cat Jones said, I'm doing my best not to say any other players suck. But I never say that. I never say any of these players suck. It's like when people ask me about Bianco specifically, I point out he's a 139 hitter. You know, for his career, he has literally struck out a third of his at-bats. He strikes out 1 out of every 3 at-bats in his career. And he's a sub-200 hitter. I mean, you've got a large enough sample size to know what he is. So I'm not criticizing. I'm not saying he's trying to not be good. He's not trying to get any better. Just, you have a large enough sample size to know what he is. Like, so no, I don't think he should start ever. In a pinch run situation, sure. You want a right-handed pinch hit AB, okay. You know, you're in a midweek game and, you know, you want to get someone some runs, so okay, sure. But anyway, enough on that. I think most of you understand it. But that's all. Okay. Oh, elite goods. Defining the difference between profanity and curse words. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Gulf South said, it's hilarious when fans say players suck or garbage. The 25th guy on the bench at LSU is still pretty damn good and could be a starter at many better schools. That's true. Many other schools. Okay, anyway. Yes, Joe Bear does have another year of eligibility. Let's see, Lil Height. I believe Trey is underrated on a national stage because who else is on our team? I guess that's true. He also battled injury this year. He battled injury this year, and it affected him. But he'll have his opportunity next year, get healthy and come back. So, all right, guys. Appreciate y'all very much. Arizona 3-1 on Canisius. Canisius with a runner on third. Okay, I think we're done. Thanks so much for watching, as always, man. Appreciate y'all very much. We've been going an hour and a half here, so go get Drew dressed and get him out and go start our day a little bit. And hope y'all have an awesome day. We'll watch some baseball tonight. Again, we'll be back for Nightcap or our post-game reaction show tonight. So as soon as the LSU game goes final against whomever they're playing, we'll fire up another live. So we'll look forward to seeing y'all there. Thanks for watching. Again, as always, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. After hours clinic's open today, so if you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Tell you every day, do business with someone you know. The Hudco website is pinned in the comments. If you would, do us a solid. Just let us give you free, no obligation roofing inspection, commercial, residential. And if you want, I can handle directly. Email me directly, matt@HudcoRoofing.com. matt@HudcoRoofing.com. I'm happy to help facilitate for you. So, okay, y'all have an awesome day. Go Tigers. Let's get a win tonight, and we'll see y'all back here for Nightcap tonight. Peace. See you.